Hello,
Good
everybody.
evening.
Oh, we both talked at the same time. You go.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to Two Freaks Doing a Show. And what else do you want to tell them?
And I want to say welcome, everybody out there in podcast land. I'm Mike McSlom, and he's the Miles Revolution. As he said, we are Two Freaks Doing a Show. This is episode number 8 of our show, and I believe this is audition number 7 of the show. Because they put in that weird one, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I don't know if that actually, I don't know if that one really counts, but.
Yeah, what? Yeah, because that's what the show we did last week.
No, they didn't put, wait a minute. No, they didn't put one in. That was the holiday.
Oh, the holiday. That's right. Okay, yeah. We did our holiday show because they didn't have an episode.
Correct.
That's right. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Well.
Whew. So what do we got going on today, Miles?
Well, today we actually have a pretty action-packed show because we have 2 guests coming on our show tonight. We have the Galactivators, and we also have Magic Mike Jacobson.
Yeah, I love the name Magic Mike.
Right.
Just like the movie.
That's right.
Whew.
He didn't dance, though.
Sure he hears that all the time, but I'm sure that's probably why he uses the name, too.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, man, we had a pretty decent episode, I thought.
Yeah, we did. We actually did.
Yeah, but like a lot of the episodes, I don't know. There was a lot of fences. There's a lot of fences for me. A lot of people right there on that line where I'm fine if they go through. I'm fine if they don't go through. So a few of these acts I really loved. A few of them, yeah, not so much. Most people were just right there in the middle for me.
Yeah, this particular week, to me, I think had some quite a few professional acts on it. Not necessarily Las Vegas act type of shows, but professional acts. And we'll get into that when we go look at some of their social media numbers.
And yeah, I was just looking out in the chat there. Anthony on YouTube says there's no new audition show next week. It's a clip show of Simon's most memorable auditions.
Yeah.
The audition show is August 1st. I hate these special shows. But because I love this show, Two Freaks Doing a Show, I'm going to come on and talk about it anyway, but don't expect me to like it.
Yeah.
But I hope
I
hope I like it. I hope I like it. I'm pessimistic about these clip shows. I
don't know. Those are usually the ones that I may have it on, but I may be doing something else while I'm watching the show. But we're glad we have the other users to, or the chat room to remind us of those kind of things because we knew that was coming up. So thanks, Anthony.
So looks like we have our guests with us.
Should we bring them on?
Let's bring them on.
Right.
Hey.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
Aloha. Where are you? In Hawaii or something?
Long Beach, California.
Okay. That's closer to Hawaii than I am. So
yes.
We're actually on site of a festival that we're organizing this weekend called Love Long Beach Music Festival with about 20,000 people that attend with 4 different stages, live music stage.
Wow. So what are you, producers or something?
Yeah, and I have to go take a production meeting. I'll be right back.
So basically, we help organize different types of events around Long Beach and in different states, and we organize music events that are based around healing. Music as a healing tool. So we really teach people that music in every kind of aspect has a healing effect on your body. Super simple. The dancing moves around your blood. We also do. We have Galactivators is a pretty big project. We have a lot of different streams of galactivation happening, like coloring books. We make music. We organize events.
Clothing
line. We make this clothing too that we wore on stage.
That's
all
awesome.
The thing.
And we teach people how to do it themselves
and yoga.
If we could do it, you can do it.
Yeah, that's really awesome. How did you guys get on America's Got Talent?
Destiny called us and she said that Simon and the crew needed a galactivation, and they called us in to galactivate them.
We only had 150 subscribers on our YouTube channel, and they saw one of our advertisements where I was beatboxing the beat and looping it, and Chris and Galactica here was freestyling on it, and they were like, "We want you on the show." So we're like, "All right, let's do it."
So you didn't actually audition; they called you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
And
that's
then we
really
decided.
cool. So what was the reaction when you get the call from the show? Were you just shocked?
I went immediately
AGT,
into.
what's that?
Yeah, I was like, "Who's AGT?
that?
What does AGT stand for?" And then once I knew how special the phone call was, I was like, "Okay, we need to create a song now that we could gift, like that we can have for people to listen to after we perform, and market it that way, and really get our names on the map, because this is a rocket ship that we can take up." And that's what we did.
To galactivate them all.
Yeah.
So here's my honest opinion: is that when people listen to this show, I always say that I'm just honest with everybody of what I thought, and I thought you guys were pretty decent, actually.
Yeah.
Like at first, I thought like, okay, this is going to be one of those joke things, and I know you got buzzed and all of this stuff, but I didn't think it. I liked it, kind of. You know,
it was an uplifting.
Cool, but
It was uplifting. It was a positive act. So
yeah, and I'm not just saying that because you're here. I mean, I was gonna say it anyway. I was kind of surprised by some of like the negative response, but I'm from Portland, Oregon, so I'm that kind of guy. You guys have my kind of look, so I'm used to this kind of stuff, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm totally grooving with this whole yoga, spirituality kind of thing. I'm totally down for it.
Awesome.
I'm not so sure that it was a negative thing for the judges. It was probably simply a no for a Las Vegas show.
Yeah, Vegas show would have been really interesting.
That would be.
Yeah, I mean, we would have been up to the challenge. Yeah. But maybe in the long run, it's best to be able to play all different states and all different places around the world.
Right.
Our goal is to make music with every musician and band on the planet to get our galactic message out. Which is, we're all one galactic star family. We're all quantumly entangled with each other, and we could rise together.
So, so my wife seems like you're speaking her language. She's totally into astrotheology and all of these kind of things. So yeah, she's totally down with the stuff that you guys are talking about. Who are some of your musical influences through all of this stuff?
So for me personally, Jay Dilla, the way he makes his beats, he was the producer of The Far Side, a good hip hop group out of California. The way Jimi Hendrix played guitar and the way he used his effects pedals and pioneered that futuristic sound.
I'm really loving Harry Mack these days.
Okay.
He's been really blowing my mind. We do all freestyle, so we didn't really get a chance to share, but that whole thing was freestyled, and that's how we perform.
Meaning, when you say freestyle, you mean you playing the guitar. That's so you're just making up the chords or progression as you go, and then you're making up the lyrics as you go.
The lyrics themselves.
Okay, all right.
Of the verse, and then the chorus. We came up with that chorus as a nice little hook. We tailored the freestyle when we play at different shows. We changed the freestyle around according to the place that we're at, and gives everyone a unique experience.
So where do you guys play? Do you guys travel around, or you mostly hang out in California?
We're playing Love Long Beach Music Festival this weekend in Long Beach, and then we're playing also Burning Man at the end of the month.
We play in New York a lot, several times a year.
Burning Man's on my bucket list.
Ooh.
One day I want to go to Burning Man.
We have a camp there that we're part of called Freestyle Palace, and we set up a music jam dome for anyone to come join. A 24-hour music jam dome with all the instruments, drum, bass, guitar, keys, and microphones. And we encourage freestyling and improvisation.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, I would definitely do it. Definitely.
We do a similar thing too in the park here in Long Beach. Next Saturday at Bixby Annex Park, we set up the same setup and just allow the community to come jam.
The Galactivation station.
Yeah.
Did you limit the number of instrumentalists who play at a time, or do you have
Well,
like
we
50
keep
drummers? Or
as band leaders, we direct the flow of everything, and we
all right.
help people. Kind of. It's fun. It gives me a lot of practice as a conductor. And as a music director, it's a lot of fun to have multiple different styles coming together and seeing what we can make out of it.
So we've talked to a lot of people who have been on the show, who have been on AGT, and most of them have a story like yours, is they're recruited to come on the show. And then some of them tell us that they're told what to do once they get on stage. Were you guys given something, or did you present something that you wanted to do and the producer said, no, we want you to do this specific thing? Or were you kind of just given freedom to do whatever audition you wanted?
Well, it is.
Yeah, they had asked for our lyrics, and we said that we freestyle, and they pretty much let us do whatever we wanted. We wanted to provide our backdrop because usually we have visual images to go along with our intention, but they didn't let us do that because they had their backdrop. So that was the only limitation.
And we couldn't bring our dog.
Yeah, or my snake. Usually we bring the dog and the snake.
That would have been awesome.
I know.
Awesome. That's been on there.
So
yeah.
Overall, what did you think about the judges' responses to you?
Well, I know that what we talk about and teach can be sometimes some people aren't ready for that, and that's totally okay, and it's totally fine. When you find people like that, I consider them gems because they have so much potential, and when they finally get galactivated, which it will happen to everyone at some point, they really shine bright because they had all this energy wound up, and it's like magic is real. Like, wow, science can be a lot of science can be explained by magic, and how you focus your mind on what you focus on, and all these things, and you can help your body heal itself by the way you think about it, which is these are really big concepts that some people kind of censor from themselves because they don't believe it, or they're afraid of magic, which is totally a okay thing, and we just got to give those people patience and space, and eventually we'll galactivate the whole world.
So my question is how did you come up with this idea? Has this just been something that's been brewing for years, or you met each other in high school and you thought, we're going to do this forever?
We're going to just galactivate everybody. It was just like when your eyes met and it just boom, galactivation.
Well, if we can just show you what's behind us, the festival that we're setting up right here. So I'm one of the producers, and St. Joseph is one of our stage managers. Here we go. And one year he was DJing and playing some amazing music, and I was rapping and emceeing, and we said, let's do this more. Your chocolate and my peanut butter are amazing. And of course, my name is Galactica, so we said, let's be the Galactivators, and we'll galactivate everybody.
I love it.
The sun is really bright right now.
Do you guys have any spiritual? Do you have any spiritual influences? Any people or any kind of thoughts that have kind of cultivated your own beliefs of what you're doing?
We were really brought together by a Paramahamsa, who is like a spiritual master, and we were called into service by Paramahamsa Vishwananda, an incarnation of Vishnu, the perpetuator of the Godhead, called us to be together and receive the divine initiation. So I look at it like we were summoned by larger forces to be together and to follow the path of the Galactivations.
Yeah, we got invited to this thing in Denver where this Swami, this Indian holy man, was giving this amazing talk about how to, be a super being, basically. And it's this age-old, like thousands-year-old knowledge that's there and recorded, and he teaches it. And
energetically transmits it.
and I recorded his invocation of the goddess Lakshmi, and I used it in a song, and I released it. And when I was at this festival in 2018, I was DJing it, and she was rapping over it, and I was like, "This is great," because I was looking for a co-producer of music, and we became super amazing music partners. Started working together a lot more on tracks, and then we fell in love.
Wow, awesome.
Wow. I most identify with Shiva the Destroyer when it comes.
Yeah, Om Namah Shivaya. Yes. Yeah. Let it all burn, baby. Which is why, another thing on the AGT, it's like we were called there for service. We did what we came to do with no attachment to the results. And when it went, it was like, we're going this way. Oh, detour, it's like, well, Om Namah Shivaya, man. That's how it flowed. So that means it's perfect, and just embrace what is and just have fun and not be attached to any one particular outcome.
Right.
But
That's a good attitude.
Right, and who cares,
Right.
Oh, the TV, woo!
And that's the way I think that's the kind of attitude you have to have if you want to be successful.
Nice.
So I mean, you really have to. You can't let those the naysayers, shoot you down, and you're doing it right. So
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys are doing what you love, and I love that. I love talking to people who are doing what they love, and they're following their bliss, following their passion in life, regardless of how much it's paying them. But you're doing what you love, and I respect that. I really like that. So
we're creating festival land. All festivals, all the time.
Yep.
awesome.
And so if people want to find you guys, where are they finding you? Go ahead and plug what.
Gal Activators, GAL, and then activators.com is our web portal. We're on social media as Galactivators. We're on pretty much every single social media out there. We put content out there. TikTok, Twitter, Threads. We take full advantage.
So if people are looking for Galactivators, they're going to be able to search that anywhere and find you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we got a really awesome song coming out on the 28th. The same song that we performed on AGT. Get Galactivated.
Only you can hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very cool. Very cool. We'll have to check that out. And I always throw this out. If you guys ever need any help with stuff, I say once you're on the show, then you become a friend of the show. And then I like you. And if you need anything from me, I'm always here. So you can always come back on with us if you got things to promote. If you ever need a commentator for something, I'm always around.
He's a better commentator than me.
So can we leave you with a Galactivation beatbox improvisation real quick?
Yeah, please do.
All right. Thank you so much for having us here today. Thank you so much for letting us come together with you and to play. We're saying thank you so much. Our hearts go out to you across the airwaves. Thank you so much. Galactivators gonna give you a hug and then say, we heart you.
Galactivators.
All right. Well, as we like to say, thanks for coming our way. Excellent. Thanks for coming by. And we will see you next time. Everybody go check out Galactivators.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Awesome. Okay.
Right. There we go. We've been Galactivated.
That's right.
I guess that's what it's like.
Whew. Well, okay. Nice people.
Yeah.
So, and they have great attitudes too. So
yeah, that was a fun interview. I like those people.
Yeah. Well, do we want to get down to it?
Yeah, let's see what we got.
Okay. This week, Freres, the airplane pilots. Now, I thought that would have been something kind of cool to watch inside a building. And I noticed that they were on Italy's Got Talent too. But other than that, it's it's just a fun thing to watch. It's not really a act that I think is going anywhere on America's Got Talent, but fun to watch nevertheless.
Not really that fun to watch.
Oh, really?
No. I wasn't really sure what it was. I mean, I don't want to say it was. I mean, it's too harsh to say it's dumb because it's not. It's cool. I'd say if I was on the beach or something, I could see watching something like this. I'm originally from Oregon, so we go to the Oregon coast. And when you go to the Oregon coast, it's not very warm, but it's very windy. So you see a lot of people do kites.
Right.
If you ever go. And I could see something like that. I could see myself being at the Oregon coast and they would have these people, flying the things around or whatever. That'd be kind of cool, but I was just really bored watching it. I had really almost zero interest in this.
Well, yeah, I don't know what else to add to it. I mean, it was fun to watch, and I think it would have been funner if I was in there, but it wouldn't be anything that I would pay to go see.
No.
So I don't know. I don't have much more to say on that particular one. Follow them if you love them. Otherwise, I'm going to move on. To BJ Griffin. I thought personally this was one of the best acts of the night. I don't know why he had that cello thing. Maybe that was a gimmick, but I really enjoyed this singer. Most singers I don't necessarily enjoy, but this one I really did. What do you think?
Just not for me. I'm not a huge fan of this song either. I know a lot of people love the Stevie Wonder song. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't like his voice. I think he's a really good singer. So I'm not knocking him. I think he's a great singer. I just don't care for the style of his voice. So yeah, it just wasn't for me. Again, am I mad if he goes through? No, but I probably wouldn't have put him through. And yeah, the whole cello gimmick thing, nothing really happened with it.
No.
I think, unless because I was waiting. And yeah, so I don't know.
Well, one thing that I thought was interesting when I was looking this guy up, it's his diving videos that went viral. Not the music ones, the diving ones. So he has all of these things, videos, underwater videos of him swimming in water and all that kind of stuff.
He like water,
like in coral reefs or whatever, in I don't know, a tank or something.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah, so it's completely unrelated where his fame initially came from.
Huh.
But whatever it takes, I guess.
Yeah.
And this was one when I asked to if he'd be on the show. This was one that said, "Well, I have to go to my PR person and ask," or that I had to send an email to somebody else. So obviously a big act.
Yeah, I mean he's obviously a big act. He's a talented guy. I say when I say I'm not into it, I just mean I'm not into it.
No.
But not that he's not talented and not that there's not a market for him, because I think there's definitely a market for him.
Oh yeah.
And he's definitely talented. It's just not anything that I have too much of an interest in.
I get it. He's not a Steel Panther.
Yeah.
This one, oh my goodness. When I looked up the social media stuff on this, I was like, are you kidding me? This guy should have said, well, what are you going to do with the $1 million? Well, I'm going to put it in the bank with my other millions of dollars. I mean,
they got a lot of followers. YouTube 1.33 million.
Yeah. And so I'm guessing from the views that he's probably made at least $1 million off of just YouTube videos alone.
This is one of those acts where right when they came on stage,
I was doing that.
Because I'm looking at my notes here that I wrote, and I put in quotes even before they performed. They rocked on stage, and I go, "Oh no!" I'm like, this is gonna be bad. This is one of these people that probably have a lot of followers somewhere, and it's a total gimmick thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just not a big fan. If these people weren't related and they were just dancing, this is where I agreed with what Howie said. I'm not putting them through just because they're just like a parent jam, just because they got people that are related. I don't. There's nothing spectacular about what they did.
No, it wasn't even synchronized. It was just, let's go up there and dance or wiggle.
Yeah, and you're comparing these people to like really, really talented people. Again, sure, they're nice people, but it's just a weird gimmick. Really, what this was for me is it was back to school night. If my kid was in middle school and they were going to have an assembly and they're like, oh, we'd like parents to come watch and we have some special guests, this is what this reminded me of. Like, you have a couple parents in the school that can dance, some kids on the dance team, and they put together something for like parents' night or back to school night or something. That's what it reminded me of. No way this goes through.
Yeah, it already turned me off when I saw them come out, and I kind of knew where it was going, and I was, like I said, I was extremely turned off when I saw the social media followers. I don't know why they were on that show.
Before we move on here, just to let everybody know who's watching, we are going to have Magic Mike on the show in like 10 minutes
or so. Yeah.
10, 15 minutes. So if you're watching and you just joined us and you go, where's Magic Mike? He's coming. So don't leave. You just got to listen to us a little, and then you'll get your Magic Mike. If you're for Galactivators, you'll have to watch the replay of this show. Yeah. But if you want Magic Mike, just hang on. Just be patient. Be patient. He's coming.
So we have a few people in the chat room, which I haven't seen the names before, like Trisha Clark and Sky Ranger. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for watching us. We love AGT fans.
That's right. We do. Anything else to say in this group?
Yeah, we don't have anything else to say.
Okay, neither do I.
And they got too much money to talk to us anyway. They're not coming.
Yeah. He probably showed up in a Rolls Royce to the show, but Phil Wright probably did.
Even though we're laughing about you, you could still come on, though.
Yes.
You're still invited.
Enishi face change. Kind of magical, but not miraculousable. That ain't a word. But I was kind of wondering what was going on here in the first place. And finally talked in the end. Some sort of gimmick, I guess, that he must have doing this face thing.
I thought it was really impressive. I was really impressed with it. My problem is I was bored with it. And so I hate saying that because about someone that's obviously so talented, and I'm not sure how he's doing what he's doing, but it's really cool. He's just not so much of a showman. I think this would be really cool in some sort of larger act, or especially some kind of stage play where somebody could change their face. There's something to do with him. I just don't think he just wasn't for me.
So there needs to be more to the act, you're saying?
Yeah. There needs to be more to the act. It was it was boring. It was boring to watch, but it was very impressive of what he did.
Well, Anthony thought it was original and he liked it. So
yeah, well.
Yeah, that's
I thought it was original too, Anthony. The only and I'm just saying, I thought it was impressive. I just didn't enjoy watching the act.
I didn't know where it was going. I mean, it's kind of cool when he did all the judges' faces and stuff, and but I don't know. It's not that's where it ended for me. Yes, it was original. It was different, and I was happy to move on.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Timothy Fletcher. It seemed like for some of these acts, the social media followers just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I mean, this guy, I sent him a message and there's somebody else who does all of his promotion stuff. It's not even him.
Oh,
So he's got a team of people. So obviously he makes a living at this. And then I think AGT was just another place for him to strut his stuff. I'm not sure that he's going to get a lot of additional followers from that than he already has because of the show. I think most of the people that are watching him are probably just all, TikTok and Instagram. I was going to say addicts, but Instagram and TikTok followers. So, even though I suppose a 5-minute thing in a Las Vegas act, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to watch once.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, again, obviously talented. Very cool. I can definitely see as a TikTok act. I can see this as a Vegas act. I can see it as a Vegas street act. He's a guy that plays, he's a street performer.
Right.
So
right.
he's the kind of guy that I'm walking down, and if I got $5, I'll stand there and I'll throw him the $5 and keep on walking by. But I'm going to watch him for 10, 15 minutes. I'm not going to buy a ticket to watch him in a show, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, I like street performers. I'm the kind of guy that'll throw $1 or $2 to people if they're playing the guitar on the side of the road. So yeah, I can see this guy in Vegas, but on the street in Vegas, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's already on the street in Vegas playing, because this is the kind of, I mean, that's just the venue for this kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I think he has a career though, and so this was just something else to do in his career path. And I'm sure he already has a job, and so whether he makes it on AGT or not probably isn't really going to be that big of a deal for him.
Yeah.
It's just a big advertisement for him otherwise. And I think he's just fine probably with the show that he does and his audience that he has. So
yeah, I think that's true.
So I'm not ragging on him or anything. I mean, he's really good street performer.
Galactivators, friends of the show.
Yep.
I like them. Well, I didn't love them, but I didn't hate them. They definitely didn't deserve to get buzzed for me. Well,
and they have looks like they're just starting out with their social media. So I think they're just getting going.
They didn't tell us this, but and if you guys are still listening, with our friend Pooch the Puppet, it seemed like they were brought on to be buzzed. I feel like this was not given a chance. I feel like they brought him on to buzz them. So again, I don't think it's a Vegas act or anything. I do think there's a niche audience like what they're doing. I think there's an audience for it, but I think it was brought on to be funny. I think it played its part, but I expected to hate it. And I was like, oh, this is going to be dumb and they're going to get buzzed right off. And they did. But I was surprised. I was like, yeah, I think, it's not a Vegas act, but
it wasn't a bad act.
It's not bad. It's not like, it's not so bad that you got to buzz it. And I feel like that's what they brought it on the show for.
Right. It wasn't a Cedric act.
No. And the Cedric acts were never good.
This one, I don't even know who this was. This one was just a waste of time. They didn't even have him on there that long, so I don't even know who it was. The gorilla in the hula hoop.
Yeah, nothing to say about this guy. It's just we didn't even see him long enough in order to be able to fairly judge him.
Yeah. So I'm moving on from that one.
Let's move on.
Lance Armlong. Now, he is going to be on our show next week.
Lance Armlong.
So I think I might want to reserve our comments about him or with him till next week. I thought this was a curious act to have on the show. I'm not really sure what they were trying to do with this act. And I think he may have just started this act up, whatever it is, in the first place. So I'm not sure where he's going.
So he's only has 103 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, and that's all I could find. So must just be starting out.
Yeah, so he must just be starting out. So yeah, let's talk. Let's talk to him. See what he says. But what I'm most interested to see if he's on the show, if his arms are actually long.
Yeah.
Or if he gets on the show. I'm going to admit, I'm going to be a little disappointed, Lance, if you're listening. If you come on the show and you got short arms, I'm going to feel a little bit like this whole act was a false advertising, as if those weren't your real arms. So I'm gonna expect long arms. I'm just letting you know.
Well, maybe he works in a prosthetic department or something in a hospital. And maybe these. I don't know. Okay, Koko, face yoga. Now, this was extremely interesting in that.
Oh, hang on, Miles, before you go. I'm just reading Anthony's comment down there.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I found Lance Armlong really funny. His name on the official NBC press release was Off-Broadway Jack. So I don't know why he called himself Lance Armlong. Off-Broadway Jack. I wonder if he has larger followings as that.
I looked that up, and I couldn't
you did.
anything.
Sorry, Anthony. Miles already knew your information. I didn't. I thought it was breaking news.
I couldn't find anything on that Off-Broadway Jack. So,
interesting.
So it'd be nice to have Lance on, and maybe he can explain what that is.
Yeah.
Because maybe there's more to the story.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of this next week.
Yeah. All right, Koko. Sophia commented, says, "I know you." So Sophia follows her. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, so I didn't know what was going on during this, and apparently, since my wife's into this kind of stuff, like kind of Galactivator kind of stuff, and all this kind of all these kind of alternative ways of doing things, this lady is apparently very popular. She knows who this lady is. Apparently, this lady has all kinds of followers everywhere, and she's the inventor of face yoga. So this is somebody, obviously, they brought on the show that people know her. Yeah. I don't know her, and maybe you don't know her, but there are people that know her, and Sophia follows her. That's probably how she got on the show. She's the inventor of this thing. I don't know how it's an act, but it is supposed to be something, a type of yoga you do.
Yeah. Well, something I noticed, the YouTube followers 570K, but all of her videos have millions of views. So obviously she's catering to a bunch of people who are probably doing these things and following her, adjustment, squeezing their noses and pinching their foreheads or whatever they do. And I suppose it's probably effective, nothing wrong with a pinched cheek. I mean, I wait for grandma to do that rather than do it myself. But
Trisha said in the chat, I don't think she invented it, but she popularized it.
Okay.
So right. I don't know who invented it, but somebody can probably Google that pretty fast. Tell us who invented it, but maybe face yoga has been around for millions of years. Who knows? The cavemen have been doing it, and they just had to wait for Koko to show up to popularize it.
But isn't she the one who kept saying, "But you take all kinds of acts, or anybody could be on the show or whatever"? She kept repeating it.
Yeah, it just wasn't an act. So I'm sure what she does is fine. This just seemed a weird bit like an infomercial or something for what she does.
Wow. According to Anthony, she was on Shark Tank. Huh.
She's on Shark Tank. It's amazing how, once you get on one show, you can get on all these other shows.
That's right. That's the trick.
And you don't, like Anthony said, it's not even that, you don't even have to have that much talent. I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't have talent. I don't know. But she didn't have an act. So you can get on America's Got Talent and not have an act. Oh, now let me say this. This is a bit of a side. I'm getting a bit sidetracked here because I do. But, and hear me out. I'd like to change the name of this show.
Okay.
I'd like to change the name of the show from America's Got Talent to World's Got Talent. Because it seems like tons of the people aren't American. And I'm not trying to turn this into some sort of political issue. I'm just saying if it's America's Got Talent, like American Idol or any of these shows, I would want like American people.
Citizens, yeah.
Citizens. And then if it's Britain's Got Talent, though, I would assume the whole point is that you have British people. And then you have things like maybe you have all the winners from all these places all over. But now it seems to be getting all mixed up. Now there's just like a world talent show. And again, I'm fine with that. It's just America's Got Talent is no longer descriptive. It's just America is the place you're trying out, but it has really nothing to do with America having talent.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, especially since a lot of these acts go to, I mean, they're in Australia, then they're in the U.S., and then they go to Spain, and so they're just on the Got Talent circuit.
Yeah, they're just on the Got Talent circus. And so when it says something got talent, it's really only talking about where the thing is filmed, but nothing about the people itself. So I can win. I can fail on America's Got Talent, and then I can just go to Thailand's Got Talent and try out there, and maybe they'll bring me on. But I'm not from Thailand, but I could still be on that show. It's very strange to me. We might as well just change the name. I'm voting for it.
So 7 out of the 13, was it 13 or 12 acts were non-U.S. citizens for this particular show.
7 of the 13?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that seems to be most of these episodes. And I'm not like xenophobic or anything. I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I just don't understand it. Because
I think
originally it was supposed to find the biggest talent in America. That was the tagline of the show. That's what they were pitching the show as.
Right. They're obviously morphing. They're turning more into the, the late night talk shows with all their different acts and stuff that they bring on anymore. It's just this is prime time. That's the only difference. It's a Jimmy Fallon show with 4 judges. There's 4 hosts instead of 1 host. No, 5 hosts instead of 1 host, and a bunch of acts.
Yeah,
that's what it's turning into. Or turned into, which is too bad. But maybe I guess they feel that all the countries have exhausted all the talent. There is no more talent to be searching for.
They've all got to share it.
That's right.
The new world order of talent. All the talent shows are controlled by one corporation.
Psycho or whatever it is. Psycho or Fremantle, whichever it is. I know a couple of companies. All right, on to the Rybka twins. Someone totally agrees with you on your comments on the World's Got Talent.
Thank you.
All right, this one, I agree 100%. These are extremely talented girls. I 100% believe that there is no way on earth that they ever should have been on this show. After I started to try to find them, they have so many counterfeits accounts. That is a sign of fame. Everybody trying to copy them or be them or pretend that they're them.
Yeah.
So, and you see YouTube, 7.73 million subscribers. I mean, AGT, I think, only has 24 million. So, I mean, they're well on their way to almost be casting a shadow on AGT.
Were these guys the best dancers in the world? Were they the best performers?
No, they just got a brand.
But they got a brand, and they got a look. I knew right at the beginning, these girls got to go through. They got great bodies. They got nice-looking faces. They can contort their body. They look Vegas all the way. When you think of Las Vegas, you think of girls like this performing. They don't
I
have to
agree.
be the best. I agree with what I think was Howie said it was corny, and it was a little corny, but who cares? If you take two guys in their 50s that aren't great looking and they did the exact same act as these girls, you probably buzzed it. Well, I don't know if you buzz them, but they don't get through. And these girls have a brand. That's why they have 7.7 million followers on YouTube. This is what people, when they go to a show, they're going to watch women that look like this doing this stuff. Are they the most talented? No, but it doesn't matter. They belong on the stage. There's a definite market for this.
Well, I totally agree. When I saw this act, it's like, wow, this really seems like a polished show that they're doing. And it is. It's extremely polished. They're professionals. You know, they're professionals who are on America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent is not amateur show. That's what we're learning.
Yes.
If you watch us, we will tell you this is not an amateur show. They pitch it as if it's just amateur Americans show up and show their talent, but it's not true at all. We have a bunch of professionals and ex-professionals.
Yeah. And this show, actually not just these girls, but this whole show that was broadcast this past Tuesday testifies that it's not an amateur show. So,
all right, let's move along.
Okay. Shakirov, Oleg, and I think that's just one of the guys' names, but that's the act that I could find.
Okay.
And to me, this was the best act of the night. I loved this act. They, a couple of muscle blocks, doing their acrobatic show, and I really liked watching it. So
yeah, I mean, hands down, this goes through.
Yeah.
These kind of acts I love, and I feel like you can't even compare these acts to most other acts. I mean, it's just crazy. It's insane what these guys can do. They've got insane bodies. First off, if my body looked like this, I'd probably be doing something other than sitting on a podcast Thursday night with some people watching me. Well, actually, I'd probably be doing this podcast with my shirt off. In fact, maybe one day I will do this podcast with my shirt off. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But if I had a body like that, I would be. And if I could balance people on my head and do that kind of stuff, come on. It's just crazy. It's crazy what these guys can do. They're a 100% Vegas act. I'm paying $50 to watch these guys if I'm in Vegas, to watch them up close and personal. Yeah, of course. I mean, there's no debate that these people should go through.
Yeah. Anthony, I don't know which 14 million on TikTok, was he referring to the?
He was referring to the ladies before.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Oh, what Sam just said on the chat. I can't believe Sophia thinks the puppets last week don't belong on AGT, yet Koko does. Don't get us started on the puppets again, Sam. We already spent a lot of time on the puppets.
Yeah, and I don't want to see him.
Yeah, Miles doesn't want to get back into the puppets. We decided Miles does not believe puppet lives matter, number one. And he just hates the puppets. I don't know why. I love the puppets. I love the Muppets. Muppets should have went through. Koko is a great puppet name, by the way. But this Koko that we had should not have gone through. But yeah, Sam, thanks for bringing the puppets back up. I like those memories, and I'm excited to see the puppets again.
I don't like those nightmares.
So yeah, they'll be back. But these acrobats, for sure, better than the puppets.
Yes.
But I will say they're better than the puppets, but they should both be going through. I can see Oleg and puppets going head to head next round. Could happen.
Could happen. This was another one of those surprises. There's another professional on America's Got Talent. He obviously already has a music career, millions of views on his videos, gobs of followers. He's everywhere. I mean, I don't know. I'd say he's probably, I hate to compare Steel Panther to this guy, but I'm thinking this guy might even be a little more famous than Steel Panther. I'd never heard of him before the show, but he certainly has a lot more social media activity going on than Steel Panther has.
Well, let me say this. I was wrong about this guy because what I thought, and I wrote down in my notes here, is great voice, no look, and I'm not sure there's any market for him because he does have a great voice. That's undeniable.
Yeah.
Kahn, you got a great voice, man. You really do. If I close my eyes, I can listen to it. But I look at him, I'm like, what's he wearing, number one? I don't know what's going on here. This guy looks like he's just walking down the street up to the mini mart right after he got off the bus or something. I don't know. It just looks like somebody's dad.
Well,
And I don't know what the market is, but there's a market. I guess I'm wrong. I guess people love it.
Okay, well, let me let you know that the producers choose what they wear.
Oh, do they? Well, I guess that makes sense. Anytime you go on a show, they're going to dress you. It looks like he's got like on a members only jacket or something. So I don't know why they're dressing him like this.
They're trying to make him look like a regular guy that can really sing.
Yeah. Well, they did it. They did it so much they fooled me. But still, yeah, I just didn't think there was a market for this guy. But apparently, man, I mean, he doesn't got the market the blonde girl's got, but he's got a market.
Yeah, he does. So once again, a professional, in his particular field, he already has a career. What can I say?
And looking over at the chat, Danger Zone says, "Love your puppet passion. Thank you."
Let me just say something. I saw something about Mitch Rossell, who was on AGT this season. Because I follow all these people, I click follow as soon as I see him on the show.
Yeah.
And he just made a comment that this is the first time that his band was able to tour on a bus rather than a van. So AGT has obviously done something for his career and elevated him. Now, whether he makes it any farther on AGT or not, it probably isn't even going to matter because his career is taken off. So, and that's what I think with a lot of these people, if they're on the show, it probably doesn't even matter if they even go on to the next round because AGT, promotion-wise, is going to help them out with their own endeavors.
Yeah.
So,
And AGT's bringing them on for AGT ratings.
Yeah.
Some of these people, might not need AGT. AGT might need them.
Correct. I want to come back to this guy. He hasn't logged in yet. I'm not sure what's going on here.
All right. So for anyone that's waiting around, Magic Mike's supposed to be with us. So we'll see if he shows up here in the next little bit before we end the show. Hopefully he does a appearing act on the show.
Yeah. And not trying to be an invisible deck of cards.
Yeah. Oh, unless he's here now and he's invisible. Mike, is that you over there we can't see?
Wow, you're so quiet.
Yeah, so quiet. The quiet one.
All right. Well, let's move on to Atai show. I think is how you say that. And when I was looking this one up, I guess it's a brother that was on 4 years ago. Or relative of this guy. So I'm guessing that this was probably another solicited act that they did not audition. And because I can't find any other history on them otherwise. Even though they have a somewhat successful YouTube channel with 106,000 followers. So
yeah, it looks like they're successful. I can see why. I love this. I mean, this 100% goes through for me. I loved it. I thought it was so creative. I like contortionists, and I thought the dancing was really original. I thought the whole horror theme was really cool. So inside of a larger act, I think this is really good.
I was just waiting for him to play that Thriller song.
Yeah, I was too.
But they didn't play it, and so that was kind of disappointing. But that was one of the first things I thought when they came out on stage.
I love the cracking noises that they did. That's what was so cool is, that they could move with those sounds as they contorted their bodies. I thought that really, really is what made the act, because that sells it.
Yeah.
It sells the pain.
Well, they did a great job of doing the show here. Even on TV, it was it was engaging. So, I could see it going through too. Going through.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, this is one I think can maybe make the finals. I mean, they've got the followers for it, and I think they got the talent for it. So,
as long as they have some other poses.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, if they showed us what they got. Yeah. Because if you're just gonna pop out the same joint every time, I don't know that we can vote for that 3 times. I'm not even sure if we can do it twice.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do something else.
Well, Sky Ranger says, love them.
Yeah, they're great.
So, they were very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. This was the last act of the night. And I thought they didn't get a golden buzzer, did they? No, I was positive they would. Yeah, so was I, but I'm glad they didn't let me down for not getting it. I don't know how else to say it. I totally agree with what they're promoting and selling, and so the emotional side of it was definitely came through on the show, but it's not. This is not a professional act. No, this is 2 girls singing a song. Yeah, this reminded me of, you go to church and you have a couple women saying, we've got a song we'd like to sing, and everybody sits in the church, and at the end everybody's like, that was very pretty. And you pat them on the back. It's like, good. It's not bad. I'm not even saying that as a bad thing. It's that's just kind of what it is. Their message, of course, is good. I don't think anybody can say the message was bad. I mean, who's going to say the message is bad about giving people organs and 2 moms meeting? One of the sons are dead and they become great friends, and they're 2 moms united by one heart. And everything great. We all love the story, but I don't know how it goes through. And I definitely don't know how it would get a golden buzzer. But I was almost positive. I would have put money on that. This is the last act. They got the story. Everybody's gonna cry, and then one of them's gonna say, I was gonna say yes, but really, I'm going to, and then they're going to like fake hit the button, and then it'll go slow-mo, and then like the whole thing will go, and the moms are crying, and they bring out the kids, and they do the whole thing. All that happened except for the buzzer part. Right. But I really thought that buzzer was coming. Well, but they said yes, didn't they? They didn't. Yeah, they said yes. They went through. What are they going to do next? Well, they got to find another. Maybe they'll find another Wicked song. Maybe they can sing "Gravity" from Wicked. I don't know, but they got to sing something. Well, they need another story.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
they do need another story.
So
Yeah.
I guess I don't want to fantasize what that other story would be.
Maybe they could sing "Just Can't Wait to Be King." What's that one from Lion King?
Lion King.
Yeah, because that's kind of a kid one, and it fits in with the kid theme and everything. Because I feel like they have a theme that they got to stick with. I don't. Maybe they could bring the son on with them to perform next time. That would keep like the storyline going and be more of a sequel.
Maybe they could sing that Phil Collins song, that Two Hearts Beating.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That would be cool.
yeah. They got to do something that fits in with their thing.
And maybe they could learn a little bit of tap or something and tap dance at the same time.
Yeah. What we need, they need a sequel story. I don't know what they're gonna do next round. In fact, I'd be shocked if they get on the TV next round. I think this is one of the ones they go through for the TV, the good story. But then when we see them fake shuffling around, thinking about it on TV of all the pictures, I think there's almost no way they make it to the round that we're watching.
No. There's too many other better, more entertaining acts.
Yeah. I mean, what, you're going to put these women over like great talent like the puppets? I don't think so. Like these ladies, if these ladies went over the puppets, there'd be riots. Like there's no way these ladies could go through over puppets.
Well, maybe we should just start a PLM nonprofit and get some shirts made and maybe that'll go viral or something, and I'll write a song for it. And
I think one of the best chances you got to go on AGT, for anyone that listens, Miles has he's mentioned it on here, but if you're new to the show, he's tried out for AGT a time or two, but they haven't called him, and we found out that's the way you get on AGT is they got to call you. And so when our show gets popular enough, maybe it is popular enough. Maybe we are the premier podcast of AGT right now.
Yeah.
If you're listening, you can let us know if we're the premier show. And if something tragic happens to me and I die, maybe they'll call you.
Get on. That'll be it.
And then you could go on and you say, I remember when I did the podcast with Mixlam, he died. And then you'll sing the song about me. And you can sing like Eye of the Tiger or something. And then you have a golden buzzer. And that's how you get on.
Yeah.
I have to die. But I'm willing to. I'm willing to sacrifice if that's what it takes.
Yeah,
makes to get you the call. Then
my blood, yeah.
So Anthony said, what's it going to be on the show next week since there's no audition episode? I think we'll just talk about what's on that episode as well as have our guest, because we're going to have long arm dude, right?
Lance Armlong.
Broadway Jack. Broadway Jack. So we're going to talk about him and we'll kind of recap the recap.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about this guy. I thought he was going to come on, so whatever. So we can go ahead and talk about him a little bit, since he's not here to defend himself. I mean, it was a good act. I found just a couple of, I guess he has some YouTube videos, so he's been doing this for a while. The thing that I thought was particularly interesting, and I would really like to chat with him about this. On Facebook, or no, let me back up a little bit. On the show, they asked him, so is this what you do full time? And he says, well, I can't remember. I didn't write down his exact words.
Yeah, he said I'd like to, or something, right?
Right.
Because he's working full time. Like he gave the impression as he's not doing this for money or something.
Right. And then he says, well, we'll see how the show goes.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I found him on Facebook, now this show was taped probably a month or 2 months ago. So on Facebook, he put a post that he quit his job on sometime in June.
Oh.
So apparently something must have happened with him being on the show that justified his quitting, and I think he worked for Comedy Central or something like that.
Huh.
So, or maybe he just thought, well, you know, if I could do this well on America's Got Talent, then I could do this as a career. So it's time for me to cut the apron strings and go do magic full time. Maybe that's what his thinking was. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, good for him. But I was surprised by, I think it was Simon's reaction when they said, would you like to do this full time, or, you know, whatever. And he said, you know, whatever he said. And Simon was taken back like, what, you know? And I'm like, well, I would assume everybody would want to do this full time. That's why they're here. But yeah, Simon had like a very weird reaction. Like he was surprised that the guy was hoping to quit his job to do magic.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't know why this is so hard to believe. I would think this is a good thing. Everybody would think. But this guy's an astounding yes for me. I loved it. I really do. But, you know, I love magic. Thought it was a very cool trick. And I thought he had good stage presence, good looking guy. I like the way he's dressed, whether it's his clothes or the producers. I think, I think just everything about him is very magician-like.
Yeah.
And I believed him.
His act was very polished to me. You know, even though his social media numbers don't necessarily show it, I see him being able to do this full time as a career. He's really good. He's able to keep the audience's attention, and you know, he's polished. So, touche. He did really good.
So it doesn't look like Magic Mike will be here. And next week, we'll just talk about what's on the show. We'll see what's going on. We'll probably be angry. If you missed me at the beginning of this show, Anthony, I said I hate clip shows, and I'll probably be angry next week. So if you don't mind that, tune in and we'll see what we liked or didn't like about this next show coming up.
Well, maybe I could do some recording of the show, and I found out how some of the other YouTube copycat AGT videos exist without getting taken down. And what they're doing, now listen, this is what they're doing. They're speeding them up.
All right.
You know, just a couple of clicks or two. And then they're also tweaking the sound a little bit so that the YouTube matching video programs can't find it.
Yeah.
So the artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Basically, it just can't be you record it and put the exact same thing on.
Right.
That's actually a lot of the same with the music. Like it's like, how are all these artists' music up? Some is just the regular song, but sometimes they just scale it down a little.
Yeah.
And so then they're able to kind of get away with it for a while. But yeah, we should do it. Anyone that's listening, if you're a fan and you care at all, I don't know if you care, but if there's something you'd like us to talk about next week or a different week, if there's something you'd like us to hit on, just put it in the comments. Let us know. And if you're watching this on recording, just put it in the comment section there. Because that'll give us an idea of different topics we can do and whatnot.
Right.
All right. I think that's just about it.
Yep, I think that's it.
All right. Well, then let's just say our normal things here that we appreciate everybody that watches us. We like AGT quite a lot. We love doing podcasts. We love talking to everybody. And Anthony, where can I DM show ideas for next week? Just put them in the YouTube comments. Once this show is recorded, it's just going to pop up. Just put it in the comment section. Just put it in the comment section there. Or, that's probably the best place because that's where we're going to see it. And then if other people want to interact with it, they can there. Follow us
on the AGT fan page.
Oh, yeah, the AGT fan page. Actually, that's a better idea. Anthony, if you want to go on the AGT fan page on Facebook, if you have Facebook, you can just search Two Freaks Doing a Show, AGT. Our Facebook group started up. We only have 13 members so far, but hopefully we can get that rolling and we can continue any conversations from here. And I'd love to get some guests on the show eventually in the group too, so we can all kind of talk to them. So, Two Freaks Doing a Show, AGT, search that. You'll find our Facebook group. You can find all the Miles Revolution stuff. If you're new, Two Freaks Doing a Show is under the umbrella of the Miles Revolution channel. So
you can do that on Instagram. I'm on the Miles Revolution on Instagram. Just send me a message there, or Facebook, YouTube. Doesn't matter. They all come to me. So
yeah, so we got Miles Revolution on Facebook, on Instagram. You find us on Twitter. You find us on YouTube.
Even on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn. If you're on Twitter, it's just at Miles Revolution. And yeah, we put up all our stuff there. So again, the Facebook group, Two Freaks Doing a Show, AGT, just search that and put show ideas. We'll interact with you personally. And hopefully we can get some other of our guests and everything to interact with us too. But at the very least, we can interact with other fans. So
that's right.
And give this stuff a like. It always helps us. If you leave comments on the videos or like our videos or anything, it just helps with the algorithms. And if you share it with people, if you like it, if you know other AGT fans, that always helps us too. But you don't have to. Even if there's only one person ever watching us, we're still going to do this show because we like it.
That's right.
We'd rather there be 1 million of you, but if there's just one of you, then you just get all of our attention.
There you go.
Yeah. But
all right.
But we'd love 1 million of you. All right. That sounds good.
That's a wrap.
All right. Well, to everybody out there in podcast land, I'm Mick Salam. He's the Miles Revolution. We're Two Freaks Doing a Show, and we will see you next week at 7 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Mountain, 9. No, I did it wrong. 6 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. There it is. All right. And we will see you all next
later. Ooh, and we